Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to tell about what is Kubernetes and why would use Kubernetes. In this video, I have just prepared one documentation about Kubernetes and why you need containers in this. So all the things I have mentioned in this documentation, like what is Kubernetes, what is the features of Kubernetes, disadvantages and advantages of Kubernetes, and why would you use Kubernetes. So let's see, I have shown you about my documentation in this video. Then I have to explain about why would use the whole process. So in this video, like what is Kubernetes? As we discussed, like what is covered in this video. So we started with the what is Kubernetes, then we proceed further. So Kubernetes is a container management technology that is developed in a Google lab to manage containerized application in a different kind of environment like physical, virtual. As you see in virtual reality, they have created and they have used the cloud infrastructure also. So in the next one is it is an open source, like you can use this technology, you use this code and anywhere like system which you have to creating and managing the containerization of application. So an overview of different kind of features and functionality of Kubernetes and teaches how to manage the containerized infrastructure and application deployment, like how you have to access these features in this Kubernetes, like they have to maintain the containerized functions, like they have created the infrastructure over their applications, like we have to maintain any of the application, then you have to deploy it. So you have to use Kubernetes service that can be they have to containerize their services. Then Kubernetes come with the capabilities of automating deployment. They have scaling up the applications and they have used the operations applications to contain various clusters. It is capable of creating container-centric infrastructure also. Then we have to learn about what is features of Kubernetes, how it works. So there's some important features in Kubernetes where we have to mainly used in their functions so that you can know about it, like and everyone can ask these questions like what is the features, like why, how it is processed, like how they can containerize, like so you have to very understandable and the very knowledgeable about these services. So there is a continuous development, integration and deployment. The next one is containerized infrastructure. And again we have an application centric management where we have to auto scalable of the infrastructure. Means like if any of the application we have to deploy, they have some features so that we can enhance these applications to auto scale up with the help of Kubernetes. Then we go for the environment consistency across development, testing, and productions. They have a coupled infrastructure where we have to component can act as a like a separate unit. They have worked on the high density of resource utilizations. Then they have a predictable infrastructure which is going to be created. So this all the features which I'm using in the Kubernetes is very helpful to instruct their infrastructure with the high level of their features so that they can using the clusters, they have using the pods. So these are features are mainly understandable so that we can go further for next progress on these applications. Any of the deployment they have used, any of the they have to containerize any of the applications they have used Kubernetes. So they can use these type of features. Then we have to know about what is the advantages of Kubernetes. It is very easy organization of service with pods. Mainly they have connect with the control rooms, their central rooms they have. That's the services they have used on the services with the pods. Then it is basically developed by the Google, who have bring the valuable industry experience in this table. Then they have large community among container orchestration tools. Basically, it's the orchestration tool which you have to access any of the services of the containers. Then they have offer a variety of storage opinion like on-premises, SANs, and public clouds. Now, next we have to focus is on the different advantages they have, like adherence of the principle of immutable infrastructures. They have Kubernetes basically can run on on-premises bare metals like OpenStack, public cloud, Google, AWS, Azure. These are the services mainly used in this Kubernetes. They can use. Then they help you to avoid vendor lock issues, like it can be used any vendor specific APIs or any of the services. Expect where Kubernetes provide an abstractions like load balancer and storage. Containerization using Kubernetes allows package storage to serve these goals. It will enable applications that need to be released and updated without any downtime. So these are the advantages of Kubernetes, so that we can know that how it works, how they have used their positives, cons on this services on Kubernetes, how they containerize their services. Then we go for the disadvantages of Kubernetes. Kubernetes dashboard not as usually as it should be. Like when you see any of the Kubernetes dashboard, they are not attractive at that manner so that they can useful for any of the purpose. Then it has very little bit complicated and very unnecessary in an environment where all development is done locally. Then security is not very effective. Like they have they have to enhance their security services over their functions. As per the time growing, they have using the services on they're working on the security features also in the Kubernetes. Then we have to go for why we use Kubernetes. This is the one of the benefit of Kubernetes that it makes building and running a complex applications much simpler. Here's some of the features of Kubernetes like why would use these Kubernetes services. First one is standard services like local DNS. DNS like domain name server or domain name system. And it has basic load balancing that must be application need or it is easily to use. The next one is the standard behavior. Standard behavior, for example, if you restart this container, if it failed, if it dies, that they are easy to invoke and do most of the work of keeping application running. That should be available and that should be performant. They have to perform very well on that services. The next one is the standard sets of abstract objects called like pods, replica sets, and deployment. These are the main services they have provided in Kubernetes and that wrap all around the container and it make easy to build configurations around collection of containers. So these are the few and then few services they have provided in this replica pods and deployment. The next one is the standard APIs that application can call to easily enable more sophisticated behaviors, like it making it much easier to create applications and deployment and then manage the other applications. So basically these are the services which we use to work on the Kubernetes. So these are the services which we know about what is Kubernetes and why we use Kubernetes. So in the next video, I am going to show about what is the Kubernetes architecture, how it works, how we use containers, how we use pods, how we use replica sets and deployment. So thank you for watching this video and we will see you on next video. Thank you.